So I've been live already and I didn't know it. Fucking I gotta show you guys this tree. But you see these cracks. These cracks. Just is it a matter of time before that tree falls down? I didn't even get to make a thumbnail picture or anything. I was, you guys probably heard me talking to myself. I was talking to myself because, well, it's kind of a long story. I guess once you go live, your camera orientation gets locked. So I'm walking through the lovely neighborhood, and I'm gonna try. See, I've been on here 20 minutes already. I'm gonna try to get everything said. So remember, this is the empty apartment that we're walking by, and then the boarded up apartment. That's two empty apartments here in the San Jose Broadway, what they call Oak Park Terrace apartments, where we have a plethora of homeless people in Sacrament City, but the housing authority, which is, yeah, I was looking for my bug spray, dude, because the mosquitoes come out right now. And so what I was saying is, because the criminal housing authority is the one who's in charge of these apartments, they can just let the apartments sit here empty while people are camping out on the sidewalk in Sacrament City. And it makes me want to cry because there's no reason for people to be tortured this way, you see? And I want to mention again that I was the only one watching. Okay, Dirty, thanks. I wish that, I want to mention again this Sacramento Housing Redevelopment Association. They are responsible, they claim in their literature, for 1,000 units of low-income housing that they administer here in Sacrament City. But let me tell you something. The ones who want to hide what they're doing, they do 10 times whatever they tell you. Okay? They do 10 times whatever they tell you. And just to make the reality set in, my video that they say has 40 views, right? When I talked about how the lady sent her twin to Sacrament City to meet with the people that she was going to help with their foreclosures back in whatever, 2017, 2018. And that was her twin. Her twin is an actress. Okay, Jan Dudensing is the attorney with her office over in Davis. I never even met the actual attorney. And Saskia Kim, who was supposed to be the legislative analyst and blah, 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 got the homeowners' rights. There's no such person. They're running scams. That video, according to my Telegram channel, was over 300 views by the time FluffTube here was saying that I had 30 views. I had 30 views. And so it's 10 times what I've had, 10 times the view what FluffTube is saying I've had on that video talking about the scam that was run on me and probably thousands of other people here in Sacrament City when Wells Fargo and all the other banksters took our houses and put all these homeless people out on the street. We weren't homeless before. We were your neighbors. I owned a house over on 43rd Street. these apartments that I live in now, and let me just show you guys, that pile of rubble is still there from when we had the windstorm that knocked the trees down. You think the city building code enforcement is coming to give them a bill every month like they're doing the homeowners who don't cut their grass in time? And their grass is too long? There's a whole army of code enforcement going around the city giving people tickets for having their grass too long, but the city can have its own pile of rubble sitting here months after the accident happened. Months after the accident happened. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They want to harvest the people, but the cities and the people who are in power can do whatever they want and get the fuck away with it. You see? That's why I call this the Sacrament City, and that's why I call myself the Cali Karen, because all this shit needs to be taken down. All this shit needs to be burnt. All of it needs to be destroyed because it's just all designed to harvest the people. So what I was thinking about today is how my ears are ringing. And my ears have been ringing for 3 years since I got a beating from the demon that lives on my couch. And that was when the COVID came and I moved out, and then the person who I moved out with kicked me out after 2 weeks because he's a fucking demon also, a narcissistic old Jew guy. And he was actually trying to have a physical fight with me as he's telling me, oh, you gotta leave, and it was 2 weeks. He gave me Anyway, he's the one who talked me into moving all the furniture out and everything. I had just said, I'm going to get my shit out of this apartment and go someplace where I can get away from this demon, because he blames me for everything and he's already, been abusive to me. So what happened was, when I got kicked out of the old Jew's house up at the river, he's now in a battle with the water mafia in California, trying to for that property. They want him gone and they want to take the property for themselves. So he's in a war now that's probably going to kill him. He's like 71, 72 years old, and he's in the biggest war that he's ever been, biggest battle he's ever been in his life. They want his property. That's what they're all about. They steal the property. If they need to, they'll steal your identity to steal the property. And that's what they're about. So anyway, this beating I had was 3 years ago. And ever since then, I let the demon do whatever he wants. If he wanted to borrow my car. So now that I got a new car, I take the demon wherever he says he needs to go, because he's not going to drive my car now. So now I'm his slave even more, because he says, oh, since you're up, take me to get some breakfast, and I got to drive, even though there's a fast food restaurant like 2 blocks from our house. Oh, the lobby's not open. I got to drive, another 2 miles down to the other one, because they take the card at the drive-thru. Meanwhile, this is a demon that sits on my couch. What does he do? He works up a sweat bragging to his other homies on the phone, bragging to the homies about this, that, and the other, and telling them the stories and all the conquests of bitches and all this shit that I have to listen to over and over and over and over from my little tiny room in the apartment that I waited on the list for 10, 15 years to get into this apartment complex. And he only got on the list because no one else was in my life. He had run everybody away after I lost my house across the street, across the Broadway, right here. And I lost my house. There was nobody else for me to call and say, hey, they called me and said I could have this apartment. It's a 2-bedroom. You want to come and get the apartment with me? And so I had to go get the demon. My son rejected me. He said, oh, no, Mom. No, he didn't even say that. He's like, just didn't call me back. I left a message for my son. He didn't answer the phone. I said, son, they called me for this apartment. Remember when we put the application in, when we had our house on 43rd Street? Well, they finally calling me to say they got an apartment. And my son just didn't call me back, you guys. He just didn't call me back because he was taking himself out of my life because my life was taken over by a demon. And no one can blame him. I mean, I'm sure people listening, if you listen to this later, you say, I don't blame the kid. I don't blame the kid for not calling his mom back. It's a shame how things turned out because a mother and her son could have been in that apartment and she wouldn't be tortured like she is right now. But the torture, I'm thinking, I have my ears still ringing from the beating that I got in my head, open hands smacking my head and beating me over a 3-day weekend, and my eyes were black for 2 months. I had bruises all over my body. He had thrown things at me, the closet doors and all kinds of stuff like that. And I just sat in the room and peed in a bucket, right? Nobody saw me for 2 months because I had black and blue eyes for 2 months. And I realized after I started to have healing that my ears were ringing. So now my ears ring all the time. And it's really torture. And really sometimes people go crazy from the ear ringing because they can't stop it. And it's just always there, ringing, 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 ringing. And sometimes it's different pitches, so you got 2 different pitches, one in one ear, one in the other, and it's a like a, I don't know what you call that, a not matching sound, like a not matching sound. Oh, I can't remember what you call that, but anyway, it kind of like nails on the chalkboard. If it's not matching, the sound's not matching, or it's not the right pitch anyway. So this is what happened to me. And I got my eyes were all black and blue right there. And it went on for 2 months. And finally, when I went out, what did I do? I went out on my birthday to my girlfriend's house, and then I got a baseball bat put to my throat, and my door on my car wrenched open all the way, and he snuck up on me when I pulled up after coming back from my friend's house on my birthday, 7/23. Because he woke up and his dog was gone. Well, the dog is getting tortured also, people. The dog needs to go walking every day. And the dog, this is what he says, oh, people get shot out here in this neighborhood. I can't go walking a dog around here just like da 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 da, like nothing. Oh, so you're going to torture the dog and not allow the dog to have a walk. See, when I took care of the dog when he left and went back to New York, I took the dog on 2 walks a day. She was happy. She was happy, right? 1 walk out in the morning, went around the whole, neighborhood and let her sniff everything, whatever, walking happy. And then after dinner, I would do the same thing. Take her out on the big long walk around the neighborhood and she'd be happy. She was fine. But see, this dog is a service dog. The dog got to be doing whatever he tells it to do. And if he tells it to lay on the fucking bed all day long and don't get any exercise, that's what the fuck the dog has to do. Right, so she's getting tortured. That's torturing me to see the dog getting tortured and not being treated right. And also, I'm being tortured because I have my ears ringing and probably pus coming out of my eyes. Not probably, but really, I have pus coming out of my eyes all throughout the day. When I wake up in the morning, I have pus coming out of my. That's because I believe my brain has an injury, and it's it's rotting. It's festering, just like my feet were festering underneath the shell that my skin had become because I had trench foot. Now, I don't know how you get trench foot, but I'm pretty sure I had trench foot, and I have trench foot. I'm getting rid of it, and I'm growing new feet as we speak. And I've been doing this process for 4 years, right? So here I am getting tortured by this demon who caused the injuries to me. I have to be nice to him. I have to be kind. I have to show kindness to someone that abused me and beat my head until I have a brain injury and my ears are constantly ringing. I have to be kind to this demon because otherwise he's going to do it again. Or let me tell you what he threatened to do to me before. No, drive you up to the mountains and leave you tied naked to a tree. And you just slowly die. This is the kind of shit that this demon sits and thinks about. Because he can't forget anybody that's ever done anything to him or caused him any kind of loss is on his list. And this is what he's addicted to: porn, and he's addicted to fighting. He's in there I think now watching some UFC shit on the YouTube or whatever. And he lives on my couch even though he took the biggest bedroom in the apartment for himself, right? After he robbed me of everything that I had in the storage that I was paying for the both of us to have our stuff in the storage, he went and robbed me and went through every box that I had and took everything that he could sell out of my storage. And people say, oh, no, that's so long ago. Why did I? Well, actually, it's been over a period of 8 years that I've been captured by this demon here. And let me just tell you, I'm not with this demon. He uses me for a prop so that his family members believe, and the neighbor next door believe, that that's my dude. That's not my dude. I'm a human trafficking victim. Let's get it straight. And I woke up today from my nap. I was too tired to do anything. I'm going through a lot of pain with my feet. I made myself some food earlier today, and I worked all day yesterday making job applications. And today I was tired, so I took a nap after I did my breakfast. When I woke up and my ears are still ringing, I have homicide thoughts. I have homicide thoughts. Like, this homie doesn't need to be here anymore torturing me like this. And what did he do? Like I'm trying to explain. Like, what did he do? Came over asking me, oh, what do you think I should mark on the IRS form? I'm gonna. You hear that? A 15-year-old female juvenile they're looking for. That's the sheriff. That's the sheriff up there. They're announcing something over the loudspeaker that a 15-year-old. I really can't hear what the fuck they're saying, but see, this is Sacrament City. There they are. This is what they do. They fly over the city because we don't have Amber Alert no more. They fly over the city and they have this loudspeaker that they announce all the shit, and I can never hear what the fuck they're talking about. But this one I can. A black 15-year-old girl is now missing. Somebody snatched her because they need someone to sex traffic, you know? Oh my God, I wish I could back up and see like Citizen Man used to do. What was I talking about? I think I was talking about how when I woke up and I heard my ears ringing and I had these homicide thoughts. Um, I'm being tortured. This is how I'm being tortured. I'm being tortured by having to have this person pretend to his family that I'm his girlfriend and that there's nothing wrong with him because, see, Karen is here. Well, the only reason I'm here is because my family already turned their backs on me when I was 11 years old because I was getting molested from the stepdad. And I said, I don't think I'm feeling uncomfortable because when I'm, supposed to be in my bed, and Melvin is coming and touching me and doing these things. And so I was a homewrecker liar to my family. Yeah. When you come from a bloodline family, people, you got all kinds of problems. You got fraud, you got identity theft, you got molestation, you got incest, rape, all kind of shit that goes on inside these families. And so my family is no different. I was serially raped by all the stepdad's friends as a teenager, and have no sense of protecting myself or integrity of myself. And so these things have been allowed to happen to me, such as getting targeted by a demon while I'm riding the light rail because my son wouldn't come with me that night to go back home to our apartment. So no, I think I'm just gonna stay here and smoke more shatter and whatever, drink some more. You go ahead. And that night on the train, I met this demon. It was a chance out of a million that I could have met this person. If my son would have went with me, we would have got on a different car, and I would have never met this demon. But this demon has a lot of uncanny luck, and so he found me just there on the train. Thinking, oh, my son is 16 now. Maybe I could have a relationship with somebody. Well, it's no relationship that I've been in. And I'm forced to listen to him, bragging on the phone to all these other useless, worthless men that are his friends, his cousin, his whatever. One kid he met in jail. He's trying to tell him, what he should be doing on this DoorDash job over in Georgia. What do you know about DoorDash? What do you know about DoorDash? You don't know nothing about working, and yet you're telling this kid, because he's just 20 years old from the foster system, what he should be doing and what he should be saying to these people who he's dealing with on his DoorDash job. Why is this kid even listening to him? Because he doesn't have anybody else in his life. He doesn't have anybody else in his life to help him or him to ask or anything like that. And the demon has me. Oh, Miss Karen's right here. Put him on the speakerphone, Malik. How you doing, Miss Karen? Okay, you guys met each other because he was in jail from beating me with a toolbox while I was driving down X Street, and a lady saw him beating me in the van, called the police, and that's how you two met. You're both in jail for beating up your girlfriends. Okay? How you doing, Miss Karen? What do I say? Oh, they can't kill me yet, Just killed a mosquito biting me. They can't kill me yet. They could try, but they can't kill me yet. I don't even know why I'm still here. Right? I don't know why I'm still here because I'm just being tortured every day. I'm listening to this demon on my couch who doesn't lift his fucking finger to do. He wouldn't even wash my plate yesterday after he's cooking and all, I'm cooking for myself, and the dishes are left over, I'm walking on feet that are regrowing because I have a disease that was eating my feet away. But yet you're going to leave the things that I used in the sink. You see? You're going to leave that for the crippled bitch to go wash for herself because I can't lift a finger and I can't do anything for this crippled bitch here. I can just show her to other people. See, I got the crippled bitch here, so I'm not a psychopath. Dad, I'm not a psychopath. Mom, I got Karen here. You see? You see, I'm just a prop. I'm a prop for a demon. And I have no life of my own, and I'm being tortured. I'm being tortured because I have to sit and listen to this demon bragging about all this bullshit that he's telling other people what to do. But see, they don't listen to you, demon, because they know that you live on the couch of a crippled woman. Oh, they don't maybe know you live on the couch, but see, he lives on my couch, but he took the biggest room in the apartment for himself. So he's got all his crap in there, probably stuff that he stole from me in the big bedroom, but he don't never go in there. And he stays on my couch. And does he have the couch, up against the wall or whatever over there across the room? No, no. He's got the couch right next to the outside of the kitchen. So I have to walk right past he can reach out and grab me when I'm walking to my kitchen to make my coffee in the morning or to make my food in the evening. He's got the couch situated, blocking me from getting to the kitchen unless I walk right past where he's got the couch that he forced me to buy. For this city apartment when I already had another place to live up in the north. And I got this apartment, we signed the lease. I said, oh, now you can go get somebody to help you pay the rent on here. And I have my place up there in the north. What did he do? Came up there and stayed at my place in the north so he could fuck up my gig that I was doing, making money, finding real estate to buy and sell. Buy, fix, and sell. And while he was there, he destroyed all my office equipment again. So him coming to ask me, what should I do for this IRS? And should I mark this box? And should I mark that box? And it's like, you don't value anything about me or my opinion or whatever. So why are you coming to ask me? Why are you coming to ask me? Why are you coming to ask me? It's just all a show, all a pretend. Because you don't care what I think, don't care what I say. You don't care that my ears have been ringing for 3 years since you beat me, right? And if I ever say something about it, he just minimalizes. Oh, just put some oil in it, stop it ringing. No, it's not that simple because you have a nerve that's a long nerve that goes from your ear where the sound goes in, and it's like a coiled wire that goes into your brain that tells your brain what it is you're hearing. Okay? So but here comes two people. I'm just going to walk across the street. So by the time your ears are ringing, that means that cord is damaged. That means the cord is damaged. That goes from where the bones and the eardrum are in your ear. It winds through the head and attaches to a certain part of your brain in order for you to hear. And so Right now, I'm imagining that if it was like an electrical wire, which that's what I think it is, the conductivity of the wire is exposed to the outside. And like, this is what used to happen, like whatever, it was a party line. You had one line coming in, well, maybe not the party line on the phone, maybe like when, if you lived in a fourplex maybe, and your phone line where the wires got wet, when you were on the phone, you would, and your other residents in your fourplex were on the phone, you could hear those people talking because the water is is conductive, and your four phone wires were at some point in that box next to each other, and once the water gets in there, it takes away the individual conductivity, and then all the sound is spread amongst the four phone numbers coming into that location. And so this is what it's like for my nerve that's going from my eardrum somewhere into my brain. It's constantly ringing. So that means that it's getting interference from outside of the actual nerve where the sound conducts from my eardrum into my brain to tell me what I'm hearing. And so somebody could actually go crazy from their phone, from their ears ringing all the time. And you know, I've been doing some research on it, and the sad thing is, some people have said, "Oh, you know, I can't stand this ringing in my ears." So they say, "Okay, just cut the nerve, and I won't have any hearing, and it'll be worth it to me because I'm tired of this ringing in my ears, constantly, 24/7, all the time." Right? Well, don't you know, when they cut the nerves, the people still had ringing in their ears. And now they can't hear other things like the traffic or the... Yeah, I'm thinking there's a fire somewhere because I first saw that. Wait a minute. You see that? You see that line? That line of smoke? It's a fire somewhere over in the north. I saw the smoke earlier, and I thought it was just a little of my imagination, but it's not. That's abnormal. And so that's what we see right there, is the crescent moon. Now I'm... Oh yeah, Dirty Sam Squatch was on here earlier. But what I'm saying is, why do we have this smoke? That's a crescent moon right there, and I was saying that that is some smoke, right? Going between the house where I can see. See, if I back off, you can see how it's a line of smoke right there. And it was a sunny blue sky day today. Now it's getting a little bit darker, but look at how thick it is. Look at how thick the smoke is right there. When I backed off, you can see it. And actually that's the direction where the sun goes down, so you see right below the smoke, the sky is even more lit, because that's the direction of San Francisco over there. So there's something on fire, and there's a 15-year-old girl that they just is missing, that they just flew overhead and said, "We're looking for a 15-year-old black girl." Like, what is this? 420, 421. It's 421. I don't know if that's a satanic holiday or whatever. But the final thing I want to say about the ear ringing that I heard, I woke up from my nap and I heard this ear ringing. It kind of reminds me like of God, because imagine God is sitting there and like nobody cares about God or what God has to say or what God teaches us to do, what the Bible says, or whatever information we have about God, in our Bible. But then when we get in a jam, the first thing we want to do is get on our knees and pray and ask God, what should I do, God? What should I do? But the truth is, until we got in a jam, we didn't give a fuck about God, right? We forgot all about God until we got in a fucking jam, right? And so I'm saying I feel God. I feel God, because God made his or her beautiful creation, and then it goes along, abusing its other creation, like we abuse one another, and then God sees his creation like abusing itself or abusing others or abusing the children. And then when we feel sad or we feel powerless, we wanna like call on God to tell us, God, what should we do? What should I do? Right? But until we feel powerless while we're abusing our others, there's something else up there too. That's a Venus or something in the sky. Let me just back it up, because I don't know what Dirty said about that. Terminator lines are never crescent shaped. But that's a crescent moon, and it's going down. And that right above it, that dot right up there, is like Venus or something. See, I got a street light right in the way, but that's Venus and a crescent moon. That crescent moon is going down right now. And so, we go through life and we don't even think about God. We don't praise God. We don't Yahweh. We don't sing praises. We worship other stuff. And then when we feel like we're not in control anymore, then we want to call on God and say, "Oh God, help me." See? So I'm saying right now, that's not the way it should be. We should wake up every day like, oh, Dirty says he's having horrible issues right now on the internet. That's all right, Dirty. Most of the people who watch my stuff, they come afterwards. And like I said, uh, FluffTube is saying I got 40 views, but it's more like 400. So I'm definitely a target individual. What I have to say is really important, but they want to downplay me. So that's probably why you're having internet issues, because they definitely don't want me to realize that people need to hear what I have to say, and people want to share what I have to say with other people, because I got a lot of stuff figured out from the view that I've had during life, and growing up in a family of 4 Freemason families. Wardens, the Pearsons, the Collins, and the Warburgs all got together in Virginia, Arlington, Virginia, and Callie Karen was one of the results of those 4 bloodline families getting together. And so they don't want me to know. They don't want me to know that people really do identify with the things that I say, because I've had a ringside seat to the fuckery that has happened over life, and the chicanery, the lies, the JFK clone killing, all that shit. I've had a front row seat, and they don't want me to know that how what I have to say resonates with people. They're trying their best to make me feel isolated and like nobody wants to see my fluff tube channel, but little do they know that I have Telegram, and I have probably over 300 last time I checked. I stopped checking probably about a week ago. How many views I had on my Jen and Jen Dudensing scam, where they scam you and make you think you're going to have an attorney filing on your behalf, but they never do shit. And they say, oh, Saskia Kim is a legislative analyst and she helped write the bill for the homeowners. No, Saskia Kim now supposed to be working for the California Nurses Association, and Jan Dudensing is trying to get people to whose parents have been abused or killed in the care homes. She's trying to sign people up like that, saying that she's an expert on that now. Care home abuse. Come on, that's a fucking cutout, Saskia Kim. They're not going to do shit for people, but they're probably the ones who are running the ad in the fluff tube, because every time I get on the fluff tube, what do I see? I see or the Facebook. I see ads for, oh, do you have a elder abuse in care home, and call this 800 number and blah, 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 blah. They're going to handle you. They're going to handle you, and they're not going to do shit to help you, because that's what these Khazarian mafias do. That's what they do. Control opposition. So anyway, let me turn this around. I've been here yammering. I'm trying to show you guys the hood over here. People get shot all the time, but unfortunately, when they shot, they missed the demon. He was looking out the door that day, and the guy got out of his car and shot the gun. Blam, blam, blam. I was talking to my brother on the phone. I'm like, brother, did you hear that? He's like, yeah. Yeah, I heard the sound like it was right inside your house. I'm like, shit, let me go see what happened. Well, what was it? Oh, the guy jumped out of the car and started shooting, but he didn't shoot the fucking demon. The demon had been like, I heard something. Let me go to the door, look out. He said, I saw the dude right there. He got out of his car and started shooting back towards the other people. He calls them the dyke bitch. He started shooting towards the dyke bitch's house. He shot like 7 times. The demon's own son came here with a gun, planning to kill him. And then when he came inside the house, he saw, oh, Sil, how you doing, man? There was somebody else here in the house. So he didn't shoot it. His own son came with a gun to shoot his father. And this fucker is still here, torturing me. So I'm identifying with God today, like God probably has the same feeling, right? I send my creation out here, and all it does is torture me. I listen to my creation bragging about itself as though it is responsible for doing anything, when it's me who does everything. I'm the hands and feet. We provide the hands of God. God works through us, uses our hands, uses our feet, uses our mouth, and if we allow ourselves, will be the instruments that God uses in His creation. But if we worship false idols, we then do the devil's work here. Okay? We do the devil's work if our idols are not, if we're not worshiping God and we're worshiping false idols. We then become the devil's hands and the devil's feet and the devil's mouth. And we mm, we invoke destruction. Okay. So I called this video homicide, right? Homicide, and I can't remember. What did I title this thing? Dirty. What did I title this thing? It was homicide and torture, right? Torture. So God, we're actually torturing God because we are worshiping false idols, and therefore we're doing the devil's work with our hands and our feet and our mouths. Yes, homicide and torture and sex. Thank you so much, Dirty. And so I want to sign off here. I know this has been kind of a long video. I said, oh, I'm going to make a 15-minute video, but I didn't realize I was videoing from my pocket. And I hope that you guys get the message, what I'm trying to say here. And I'm identifying with God right now that the creation doesn't come to God until it gets in trouble, but really the creation ought to be over there knowing that it's doing God's work. If it's got its eyes on Yahweh, then it can only be the instrument of Yahweh. But if its view and its focus is on false idols, then it will automatically be doing the devil's work here in creating destruction. And so pray for the girl, the 15-year-old girl that was, they were announcing on the sheriff, thanks, Dirty, on the sheriff helicopter. I just want to say, you guys, this city has changed so much. Now the helicopter comes off the roof and goes on, I don't know what it's doing. Is it looking for people? Is it tracking people on the ground? I don't know. But that helicopter never used to fly during the night like this, but it goes out like all night long. That helicopter would be going out. And so who knows what's really going on behind the scenes, but I love you all, God, you all. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and you know why you're here. I have a unique view of the world from 4 different bloodlines coming together in Virginia, and the questions that I had all my life, and I'm here to share with you guys, even though I'm still wrapped up in the curse, and the curses of 4 bloodline families, and I'm here to give you my wisdom if I can share it. And I know that 10 times the people that the YouTube FluffTube says watch my videos are watching and sharing my videos, because Telegram counts each time that video gets seen. And so thank you so much, you guys. Have a happy Friday, and really focus on what's really important. Don't pay attention to what the devil will have you doing. All right, I love you.